So I just had a pretty interesting conversation with some friends. We were actually talking about the Occupy Wall Street stuff, and somehow it turned into the NWO, the New World Order. And these guys are, I mean, they're pretty into it, and they bought into it. And I'm not saying that they're wrong, and I refuse to debate them about it. Right. They gave me some links to read up on it, and I have read stuff on it. I've watched Alex Jones shows, and he talks about it. And I read, and I went to the links that they wanted me to go to, and read up on it. And it's a theory, right? It's just a theory. I can't prove it wrong. They can't prove it right. The only way to prove it is for it to happen. Okay. Or the people that are involved, that are said to be involved, comes out and says, hey, it's right. This is what we're doing. I mean, that's the only way for it to be proven correct. So we can debate all we want, and I just choose not to. Because number one, it is almost impossible to debate with a conspiracy theorist. Now think about this. You come up with any kind of evidence, and they're going to turn the evidence into a conspiracy. Watch The Beautiful Mind. That's actually one of my favorite movies. And here this guy has these images, telling him, the government. He's worked for the government, and these images are, feeding him all this information and whatever. And then as soon as something that's real, like his wife, when his wife tells him, hey, you're imagining this stuff, this stuff isn't real, the images automatically start telling him, they're working for the government, they're paid, you need to get rid of her, she's one of them, so, and I'm not saying that these conspiracy theorists are imagining things or whatever, but I do think in your mind, everything has to have a reason. The dots have to be connected. There can be no coincidence. There can be no randomness. So, I find that very interesting because, it's very true. And one thing, I'm a Christian, and I struggle believing in God and believing in Jesus, which some people might say, well, that doesn't make sense. You're saying you're a Christian. But I have doubts. And my doubts come in because I don't have a mindset where I feel like there has to be a reason. Right? I feel like there can be coincidence and randomness on earth. So it's hard for me to just connect the dots. But there's also this, this thing inside of me that says, well, we still want to know why I'm on earth. And I have a peace in believing in Jesus and believing in God. I feel like out of all the religions, that's the one that makes sense. I could be wrong. Again, I'll find out when I'm dead if I'm wrong or right. But for me, I don't think it's negative to believe in Jesus or God. And I think it's actually a good thing. And it does give me peace in my life. So that's why I choose that. But so if you look at the other side of conspiracy theorists, it could be negative too, because you could not being gullible and always, well, that could be true, it couldn't be true. That could be bad, because what if somebody's telling the truth and there's something you could have done to prevent it? Well, you never believed in it and you never thought it was real, so you just sat by and pretty much drank the Kool-Aid or whatever, or didn't drink the Kool-Aid. I guess that could hurt you too. But thanks for watching. This is big time rambling. I think I'm gonna be editing a lot of this, so